everybody, this is Spirit Medium Laura. I'm broadcasting simultaneously on Facebook Live. Woo! So if you want to see me, you can actually go to Facebook Live, Spirit Medium Laura. That's Facebook Live facebook.com/Spirit Medium Laura. No spaces on that. Also, there's a website for the show. It is spiritmediumtv.com. That's spiritmediumtv.com. And there you can find a few resources, one of which is the link where you can watch the show. The second is the link where you can listen to the show on Blog Talk Radio, as we're simultaneously broadcasting. You can also make a donation there, which I don't recommend this evening because I already have 3 donations. But in the future, if you are not spoken with this evening, you can make a donation at spiritmediumtv.com and you will jump to the top of the queue. But I also like to get in other people, so I do a little bit of both. That's there if you really have an urgent matter. They cannot wait. You really need to speak with Spirit through me. So that's the 8 No Wait, which is the donation system, and you can make that donation at spiritmediumtv.com. That's the first thing is spiritmediumtv.com of interest. The second thing is, I call it the free for me. It's described there. If you want a private session with me, you will get a third more time free than that for which you pay when you're booking your private session at booklaura.com. You can book your private session at booklaura.com. And when you use radio show as the event code name or event code entry, when you're making your payment, you'll see it there. Radio show, you will obtain a third more time than that for which you pay for your reading. So it's a little bonus system. Hi there, hi everybody. Thank you everybody who's on Facebook Live. I just want you to know that if you call in 15 minutes before 7, you have a better chance of being spoken with. But I do present on Facebook so people can see it there. And also that goes over to YouTube. I download my Facebook video and put it on YouTube. But everything that's happening on Facebook, for everybody there on Facebook, is actually being done on Blog Talk Radio. And in a moment, we're going to do a meditation, prayer, energy connection. I'm going to go to the phone lines. But it's all being done on Blog Talk. And there's a phone number, which is 347 area code 945-5849. And if you call in 15 minutes before the show, like maybe next week, because today we're already at 7 o'clock Eastern time. But if you call in before the show starts by 15 minutes, you have a better chance of being spoken with. And as I already mentioned, we do have a donation system for that, for those people who have an urgent matter that just cannot wait. So before I go to the phone lines, I'm going to highlight a brief, shall we say, focus subject for the evening. Each week, I do have a different focus subject, and this week's going to be how to do a psychic reading for yourself. And if you want to receive articles like this on a regular basis, join our mailing list. If you do so, you'll also get a lot of free offers and gifts. You'll also get various channeled things, channeled wisdom, links to a miracle manifesting system that was channeled to me, for example, you can obtain. And you join our mailing list at spiritmediumtv.com. So go there when you have a chance and join our mailing list. Okay, so today's little focus subject is how to do a psychic reading for yourself. And I sent that out to my mailing list today. And a couple of weeks ago, I was really confused. I didn't know where to go for socializing. I had about 3 different things to do in one day, and I couldn't make up my mind. I don't know why. So my girlfriend said to me, well, why don't you just flip a coin? So I did, and it said what I should do, and I didn't pay any attention to it. I still felt like I wasn't sure. You ever get like that? I know it sounds a little bit trite, but it's a good example of how psychic things work. So I decided to invent two other ways to read for myself, one of which is what I call yes, no cards. You just basically take a big piece of paper, a big, like, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, like any paper you might have, and cut it into little boxes, and on each one put a Y or an N. One stands for yes, one stands for no. Put them in a box or a bag or something, shake it up, go in with your eyes closed and pull out the answer. That's another way. A lot of people like to use pendulums, but this is not, I'm not going to use a pendulum today. It's a little bit more complicated. This is very simple. And I think the third way, was I Googled Crazy 8. There's something called the Crazy 8 ball, and I Googled it and I found that there was one, and I used that. And in all three cases, the answer was the same. Out of all the potential things I could do, I was told to do one thing. And it was correct. I had it was such a great experience, that particular social event. So Spirit led me to the most, I guess, enjoyable thing to do that afternoon, which was my question. But you can use that for any kind of question you have, any kind of question that you have. So that's our little focus subject for today. Next week, I hope that was what it was. Oh, somebody else made a donation. I'll be there in a minute. Yeah, okay. Next week there will be probably one on proof of life after death, something that happened in a mediumship session. I need to add this person to my list, Philson. And Philson, if you're listening, I have no way of identifying you in the queue. I don't know how you heard about me, if you got me on Facebook or where you got me from, but you did not send me your phone number. So I'm going to send a message to you right now, okay, saying need your phone number so I can find you. You can send it back on email. I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go to the phone lines now. Okay. Please do not make any more donations. Okay. If you want a private session with me, you can get that at booklaura.com, booklaura.com. Use radio show in the event code field to obtain a discount on your session, or just book something with me, or wait till next week. Make a donation for them. I just need to, I have too many donations, and I do need to get to some regular people. Okay, so first, before I go to the phone lines, we are all going to make what I like to call psychic connection. And this is how we do it. Everybody listening, please sit back and uncross your arms and legs. Start to breathe from your abdomen, breathing in deeply. And exhaling, allowing all of your energy to flow, feeling good about yourself, asking for healing from source, and opening up your heart to your messages. Continuing to breathe when you're ready, breathing in and out when you're ready, thinking and focusing on your subjects for spirit today. If you're wanting an other side connection, please call in your loved ones at this time to come sit with you and participate in our show. While you do that, I'm going to go off and do the master prayer. I will be right back. And now, on your next exhale of breath, please release into your space your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. Okay. And so the first donation was made by Nancy. Hopefully she's there. Nancy, are you? Hi, honey. Thank you so much for your donation. It goes in part to help animals. So go ahead and ask your question, and thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, lately, just pretty much husband and daughter, and really time around
let's take a look at that, Nancy. See what's going on. Nancy. You need a lot of help first in the work to get going. It's not the time. And they're going to tell me why they say this. There's a gestation period from form to finish. You are in a gestation mode at the moment. You are percolating. You are insulating. And finally, you will be doing the work over time. But even though this may seem, well, I think you already know you're supposed to be waiting right now. This is your waiting time. I think you already understand all of that. But the reason is that you're actually processing a lot of the stuff that you've learned and you're coming up with new formulations and patterns. You're also resetting the energy fields within your body so you'll be better able to help people and be more practical about the process of healing. It's interesting that you are sort of in a healer capacity at the moment, which is actually part of the training, if you will. So Spirit's got you on some sort of apprenticeship, shall we say, or an internship without pay at the moment. And this is part of the work. It's just not with the clients yet. I'm going to move to that. How does this happen for her, please? You're insulating yourself from others now, although you would like to have more exposure to those outside the home. You can do that right away. You do not need to wait for anything. You need to now start taking steps, get out of the home and start practicing and or participating with others in a healing capacity. I get the word participating in a circle or something like that, but also in a meditation group or something like that. You also need to start bringing the work to the customer. You need to start doing the work. You do not need to wait, and you need to just simply do it. So it is time now, even though you're still processing things. Part of the internship is what you're going through now, but there's nothing to really stop you. It's actually just to be starting now on a small scale and to get out of the home and to start doing it with others. I'm going to give you something a little more specific because I think you need that. Where are you living, honey? Okay, hold on. You need to get out of the house more, participate in the healing groups with others, and then you will start to see the methodology and methods that you will adopt and use for your own self. The healing will be in your own space to begin with. It could be even potentially a location in your home. I know that sounds very bold, but that's what they're telling me. But eventually you will move the practice out of your home and into more of an office environment. So you need to start small. So look around, start doing some of the work with other groups, which you've already been doing, but continue to do it, but thinking more like, right? But continue it thinking now, what am I going to, I'm going to copy people, but I'm going to take the best of breed for myself. I'm going to take what I see others are doing into my own practice, and that you can already start some of the modalities within the confines of a space that you already are paying for. So I'm getting your home, but if you have another space, then good for you. Does that make sense? You don't have any room in your, yeah, there's a feeling you might have some interference there. Let me see if I could find. It's going to be hard if you don't have a place to do it, because I don't think you want to be spending money to be renting a space. So trying to figure that out. That might be the conundrum you're going through. Hold on. I don't want to say that, Spirit, to her. I'm talking to Spirit right now. Where can she go to start doing this? Well, you need to find a place that's friendly and neutral that would allow you to do the work there. So wherever that is, it could be a friend's house. It could be a place that you already go to on a regular basis. They'll give you some space or room there. But, obviously in your home, it'd be interfering with everything around you, the sick dog. And I think you said you're caring for your father there. Your husband, okay. So, yeah, but you can do it now. You just need to find the space. okay? And you don't have to remain dormant. Even though you are gestating at this time, or say, I'll say it a different way, if they're processing a lot of the stuff you've learned, you can't stay in that mode forever. You have to move forward. And you can also move forward. What was that? Yeah, you can't just gestate forever. So they do say it's good that you're gestating, but now start to use and join some healing groups that you're already, well, you're already in them. Be participating, studying, and getting ready now, looking around for how you're going to get that space and getting your clients. And see something else. You are good enough for clients. Definitely, you don't need to wait any longer. And I have a feeling that's part of your message tonight. You need to know you have things to offer and not to sit on the sidelines any longer. Okay, my dear, and it'll be very good for you. You know, I don't know about you, but yeah, I meet people who are healers and they always say, well, I'm not healed myself. No healer is healed. Nobody is healed. If we're on earth, we're not healed. But when we heal others, we clear our channel. We clear our own channel. So don't let that stop you either. And there's a subset of the modalities that you have learned, that you have absorbed and assimilated correctly and are ready to go. You may start with those and then slowly add in others as you see fit. Okay? Thank you, Nancy. Take care, sweetie, and thank you so much for your donation. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, going to Darren, who has made a donation. And Darren. Okay. Hi, Darren. Hi, honey. Now, I didn't say this to Nancy, but I'm going to say to you, do not give me a lot of background. Just give me your question, honey. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I can't too much detail or specifics, but how he used to go and who I, who I,
Okay, let's do it that way. You know, there's something going on here. I remember I asked you before if you worked with energy when I was first introduced. Let me just make sure before I say anything, Darren, honey. Well, there's a lot of guilt in you. There's something that needs to be put to rest in you before you can move forward. There's a sense of your thinking about things needs to shift before anything else can shift. And there's a lot of fogginess in your head. A lot of fogginess in your head. And I'm not saying this is your fault at all. It just gives me a sense of the way you see things and the way you're doing things is off kilter somehow. It's making you make mistakes and not do things the right way for your highest good and your health. You're making some decisions that are faulty in your judgment, and this is the cause or the root of all the issues around you. So they're saying there's something to do with the way you're thinking is not clear. Now, I'm going to break this down carefully. Does that make sense to you, please, before I continue? All right. Because if you can clear your head out and get out of this thinking of a feeling of sadness about loss, about things you've done wrong, about penance and repentance and claiming the self and healing the heart. And I'm going to try to give you how to do that, but by moving out of that, you will come to a new life and you will come to a new way of looking at everything that will be like set you free. This way of thinking, although it may seem permanent and it may seem of this lifetime only, is coming in as a karmic debt that you owe to someone else. A karmic debt that you owe to someone else. Hold on, this is very interesting. Oh, I know this is going to sound a little weird, but I believe in one of your other lifetimes that's important for this one, that you were a master of mystical arts. Does that resonate for you at all? Yeah, you had gained skills in another lifetime of magic. That's why when I first opened the line for you, I felt a warlock about you. What was that? Okay, all right. So I feel like you have magical energy about you and a magical energy in your head, and you're able to do things and see things and know things that other people don't have. You come in with this. But the current thinking is not balanced and it is at fault. And there's something to do with another lifetime or your soul and your soul plan that causes this askew thinking. You're bringing in this lifetime a sense of guilt about something you did to another person in a prior lifetime when you literally were doing magic. And so you come in this time feeling like guilty and you feel bad about yourself. So I'm going to have to, this is not an easy answer because it's a big thing, right? But see if I can go to an energy level and see what maybe there's a chakra that we can look at. I have to ask spirit. Actually, what I'm going to do is simply channel and see what they say. So bear with me for a moment while I pull in another voice through me, which would be your guide. God, and your angelic beings, Darren, honey. You're very gifted, very, very gifted at what you do. You're a healer. You're very knowledgeable. You're opening up hearts of other individuals. You really don't understand what's going on right now. You have a lot of power and you have a lot of control over your power. However, you keep getting in the way of using it, or you keep going backwards with it or hiding it, or it's eating at you. It's not being constructively used or channeled at the moment. So whatever it is that is perturbing you is coming because you're not fully expressing your gifts, because you have gift about having them, because it's something that went askew in a different lifetime. 1 second, please. I still didn't start to channel. We are here. We are your angelic beings. We are working with you on healing your heart and opening you to love. With love is the primary vibration within your form. You will understand that everything will fall into shape. It is that you do not love yourself yet. With love of self, everything will balance. We are going to use an exercise for you that we recently channeled through Laura. Anyone listening may use this as well. It is a way to clear and connect to the heart center, but as well connect to source and to God. Are you trying to say something, please, Darren? Or are you just clearing your throat? All right, love. So now we're going to do a little exercise with you, and anyone that wants to follow in this exercise is useful for many different individuals. We would like you to envision ahead of you, maybe 4 to 6 feet away, a vase with a beautiful violet flame coming up out of it. There's an energy flame. The energy flame, you're facing this now, is coming towards you. It is violet. It enters through the center of your chest, which is your heart chakra. It goes through the chest and out the back, and then circles around either side of your body. It's clearing out all of the blocks and everything that connects you to source. As it moves through the back and around both sides of the body, it circles back to the front and enters the heart chakra again. What you have now are 2 violet flames, each in rotation next to each other. You have formed what is called the infinity sign, and it is moving through you. In this state of connection to source, you will heal yourself. You will feel complete, you will feel whole, and you will feel stable again. You need to think of yourself as a divine being of love who has gifts, not an evil person who needs to consecrate yourself or clear yourself. You are an energy being. You do have good energy. There's nothing wrong with your form or shape, and everything will work out as per your higher self. Do not worry about the past. only think of the future. Open up your heart to change, and your form will follow. Your physical form will follow, and your physical world will follow. We hope that this is making sense to you, and we hope that you will clear what it is that you need to clear in the near future. Do you have anything else you would like to ask about this, please? All right, sweetheart. We hope that you are helped by this. And remember, healing is a process, although you've begun it today. All right, honey. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, now Cindy Quaglini made a donation, Cindy Q, and I asked her to send me her phone number because I cannot find her in the queue until I get that. So I know Philson has given me his or her phone number. I'm not sure if that's a male or female. Sorry, because I'm not familiar with the name, although it's quite a beautiful name. And oh my God, everybody cannot keep sending me donations. Okay, I got hers. And Cindy, I don't know where you are. I'm going to see if I can find you on Facebook. There's somebody sitting ahead of everyone, and that would be Cindy. Jennifer, I got yours. Thank you. Please do not make any more donations. Unless it's a life or death situation. One second, please. I just need to see where I can find Cindy. Cindy, I have no way of finding you on the switchboard, nor can I even call you later because I don't know your phone number. Let's see if it's down here. Thank you, everybody on Facebook, for tuning in. I don't know. Hopefully Cindy can get through to me somehow. Cindy, if you prefer to text me, you can text me at 954-465-7338. I am now going to area code 614, which would be Philson. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Hello, Philson. Hi, sweetie. How you doing?
Okay.
Just okay. All right, love. I looked on your donation. It says you have a life question for Spirit. So you go ahead and ask that question, my dear. And thank you for your donation because it goes in part to help animals. Go ahead. I'm listening.
My question is about, social anxiety type of issue. And I just wanted to know, like, I've been working on it, and I just wanted to know if how it will. That's my life.
Oh, sure. Okay. Oh, first of all, I need to congratulate you for calling in with such an issue, right? You've made a big step forward. I wouldn't be able to call into a show, so you're doing pretty good on that one. Oh God, I just found Cindy Quaglini's. Thank you, Cindy. I got it. And I'll find you after Philson. Okay. So I just need to get your last name. I hear it. Here it is. Yes. All right. Now I'm going to go to Spirit and see what they have to say about you and your social anxiety. You need to have some kind of a way to handle the trauma that you were subjected to. I feel in an earlier part of your life. Would that make sense to you so far, please?
I'm not really sure what trauma
Okay,
there
well,
was.
I see that there was physical, maybe punishment or hitting, things like that. Do you remember anything like that, love?
Yeah.
Okay, and it was overdone, really was overdone to the point of being violent with you, and it traumatized you. It's to the point of where whoever it was that was in charge of your upbringing did not have good control of temper, and anger would get the best of that person. They were trying to do the best, and they thought they were doing the best because they thought that kind of an iron hand in terms of raising someone would be good, but it's not good, and it really was beyond, above and beyond, and it was not handled well by you. Now, there's also parts of you that go into this as well. I was just going to take a quick look at that. Okay, now, are you the oldest of two, honey? Do you have a younger brother, love? Yeah, because I see him around you. So he didn't get the brunt of it. You got the brunt of it. See, that's why they're showing me that. So even though your sibling may not have the same issues that you have, you were sort of shielding the younger one without realizing it. And so the reason that I'm suggesting you get some kind of a therapy for trauma, and I'm going to name some in a moment, is that these are post-traumatic stress disorder issues that need to be handled a specific way. There's something called EMDR, EMDR, and that can be very helpful when you're dealing with traumatic issues subconsciously planted in you that you can't seem to handle on your own. Can you write that down? EMDR? I can give you. All right, E like in enjoy, M like in Mary, D like in dog, R like in Ralph. So EMDR is, you just, if you Google it, a therapist near me, EMDR therapist near you, you'll find one. Yeah, and that can release a lot of trauma that's still in your heart, feelings of uneasiness, sadness, feelings of shame, and not wanting to go out as much as you should, and feeling socially at ease with people. In particular, it seems to be lodged in the area of femininity for you, and I feel it might have been a male figure that was raising you, that was doing this. If it weren't a male figure, somehow it does affect your sense of femininity and who you are. You're a beautiful child, beautiful person. You need to know that, and the right kind of counseling and therapy would be helpful. There's also therapeutic hypnosis. Many EMDR therapists do hypnosis as well, so that's another thing to add in. And those are the two that primarily come to mind for me. Now, your question was, will I ever get over this? So I'm going to answer it that way as well. Hold on. Yeah, you will. And actually, okay. There's I see something happening at 26 years old for you. I don't know if you are 26 yet, or if it's past, or what it is, but I hear marriage around that time. Are you moving towards that age, or are you past that age? Well, you see, marriage at 26 is potentially there, saying that if you're healed, you won't have all these things in your way. You can move forward with your life. So I'll say probably by 26 or so, you'll be released of all that. Doesn't mean you have to run to get married, but it means that everything will flow a lot better, and you'll be able to have better relationships with yourself and with others. So the answer is yes, and it looks like it's not that far away, the healing. Okay? You're welcome, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, going to Cindy Quaglini. Cindy, I'm sorry, I keep saying your name on the air, and I shouldn't do that. So please forgive me. Cindy Q is how I refer to her. There she is. Sorry about that. Oh God, I know Cindy, everybody, for quite a long time. I met her, wow, 4 or 5 years ago, and I was doing a mediumship circle, and she was such a love in the circle. Lovely woman you are. Okay, so you're. Thank you. Thank you for your donation. Goes in part to help animals. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, she's requesting an other side connection, everyone. Let's see what comes in for Cindy. First person I'm feeling is more like a mother figure to you. And then I also felt a little bit less, but I heard a father figure as well, or father. So I'm going to see who wants to step forward, and we'll see how where you put that. The first person is stepping forward be carrying extra weight on her form. Let me see if I can figure this out. She's carrying extra weight on her body. There's something to do with a teddy bear around this. I have no idea why. I'm just seeing it. I see a teddy bear. I see a woman who's carrying extra weight. Forward. And this particular female would have had a heart problem. So that's the first person that I'm seeing. It's not really clear to me. I'm going to continue to sniff around and see who else steps forward. Maybe clarifies this for you, Cindy. So just bear with me for a moment. Okay, Cindy. Do you have a little child? Do you know someone who's lost a little child recently, Cindy? All right. Well, because there's a father figure also, but the woman, I believe, is trying to show us that there's a baby that's come to spirit that is with her, and that she would be an older female, maybe mother to you, grandmother to you, or just an older woman that you know. Okay. What was that? Okay, so she is, as I mentioned, she's carrying extra weight on her form. She does have short hair on the curlier side. She's a looking woman, she says, for most of her life. She does have some white hair in the darker hair, but it looks from the vision she's giving me that there's no dye on her hair. So either she never dyed it or she just didn't dye it towards the latter part of her life. But she's got a nice little bit of a wave to it, and she likes to have it done. It looks very neat right now. Her nose is a little on the wider side, a little longer. She's got a bit of dark circles under her eyes. She's got brown eyes. She's got high cheekbones, full lips. She's a caring person, and she says a good-looking woman for most of her life. There's a karmic relationship between the two of you, and that you took care of her a lot towards her life, and you always treated her very well. And there's something about singing songs to her, or something like singing songs to you that made her feel better. Would this resonate for you in any way, please?
Not really at the moment.
Okay. Did you caretake for any woman towards the end of her life, please?
I but we were, I had here about 3 years, but he was just the opposite.
Okay. All right. Is there what do you have a grandmother or mother that would have had dark hair that was on the curlier side and worn short, please? Okay. Did she? All right. All right. And would her nose have gotten a little wider towards the nostrils and narrower at the bridge between the eyes, please? This is see. All right. Well, maybe we're going to continue to define this until we get clarity. Okay. And there's a looks like whenever the picture she's showing me, it's like as if she's let some white hair grow in with the dark color there, the natural. All right. And she was pretty rural. Did she carry extra weight on her form at all? Okay, there you go. All right. Okay. Okay, I believe that this is who we have, but I'm going to give you a little bit more detail. She does seem to have full lips. Her lips are on the full side, not real thin. Would you remember that about Grace? Okay. I also see her as a good cook. I see her in the kitchen making kind of pot of sauce or some kind of stew or something very savory that family loved her family. loved the home that she was in, loved everyone and everything about her. She says to her quite a lot when you were a little girl, you were a good girl. You used to come to her house often, even though you didn't really like it there. She says you didn't really enjoy going for the visits. And this is like when you're 5, really small. I don't know if you remember, you were a little bored in there. But she used to try to cheer you up, bringing you a little piece of candy or gum or something like that, or, just trying to cheer you up with the best she could do. She hobbled around a lot towards the end of her life. She had some kind of sciatica and also pain in her lower back. Would you remember that, please? She was not very good with pain and was in agony a lot and did moan a lot about the house and the family. And people did not like that at all, particularly you, although you were very patient with her. I know that may sound a little weird, but that's what she's saying. Would you understand that, please? All right. She loves you very much. She thanks you for allowing her to come in this evening. She's not saying you asked for her, but she says for allowing her to come in this evening. I also feel that she would have had at least one son. So if it could be your father's mother, or it could be your mother's mother, if you have an uncle on your mother's side. But there's a son under her, and she's going to give me more detail about that person. Whoever the son is seems to still be alive, so you might still have an uncle on Earth that is alive. Would you have any uncles that are on Earth still? Yes, I know your father because I brought him in before. So it is on your father's side.
Yeah.
And this is on the father's side then, right? Yeah, okay. This grandma, okay. She says she's going to go to a personal message now. She says you're very moody right now in the home. You're home alone. You're in the home alone a lot. You don't feel good about yourself. You're a little bit moody and you're feeling very alone right now. I want you to know that everybody here is looking out for you. We're helping you get through the crises and the things that you're transitioning through right now. Eventually, everything will go back to normal again, and everything will be healed and satisfied and finalized for you. You do not need to worry about anything after this is all through. And she's going to tell me what it is. She's trying to anyway. It's a healing thing with you and your health, or she's saying your health. Do you have anything going on with your health you're a little worried about? Are you worried about anything? Is there a trauma you're going through? Okay, all right. So she's calling that a trauma, okay? But she's also said that it will. All right. She says it will be healed. It will be healed about this. And now I'm going to see if she wants to say anything about. I don't really like to tell my clients, you being one of them, what to do from spirit. You have to make up your mind ultimately. But if she does have an opinion, we could listen to it. Would you like me to ask her that? All right. What do you think? You should leave it well enough alone. It's not a good thing to go back. So that's her opinion. You kind of felt that, I guess, huh? Yeah. So she's saying you made the right decision. Leave well enough alone. Now let's get on with your life. Things are going to be very good for you in about a year or two, and you won't even think about this again. She's on your side for all of this, and everything is going to work out just fine. Hey, my dear. Thank you, Cindy, and thank you for your donation, honey. Thank you so much for calling in. Thanks, honey. Thanks. You too. Bye-bye, honey. Okay, I'm going to Jennifer. Jennifer made a donation. And see something here. Just Make sure I got everything I need to get here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to 724. It's going to take me a moment. Everybody listening, tonight is a very, very busy night. I guess because I took off last week, perhaps. So please bear with me. Please be patient, and we'll do the best we can. Okay, going to Jennifer, who has an urgent matter. Thank you for your donation, Jennifer, which goes in part to help animals. What can Spirit do for you this evening?
You know,
Okay, let's see what we do for you, honey. Yeah, you will get it. You will get the job, but there's something here that needs to be said. Problem is that you're not going to like it very much, and it's not going to give you the stability that you've been looking for a long time in your work life. You've been hopping around a lot. You've been having a lot of up and down with work. Work hasn't been very harmonious for you, and you'll get the job, but it's not going to solve that problem for you. The problem of not feeling that you're being appreciated, understood, or given the opportunities that you deserve. And by the way, you do deserve these opportunities. So not to worry, there will be other opportunities, and one in particular will be coming along after that. So don't stop looking, okay? And don't get discouraged, okay? Even though this is not going to turn out like you had hoped, it's okay. And it is a good stepping stone to get to where you want to go, because it does feel like there's more responsibility in the job and more seniority in the job. And it allows you to take ownership of new skills and titles that you did not have before. And this is all good because the next job you'll be able to claim all that as you continue to look, and that you'll be able to apply what you're learning here. So it's all good, just not going to be the one job. Okay?
yeah. Also, when you know,
Yes, I remember your fiance. Hold on. I don't think it's going to affect your relationship with him. Let me just see something. Okay, I kind of feel that there will be some travel involved, though. Is that what you mean? I feel there'll be some travel. Is that what you mean? Oh, all right, hold on. Wow. Well, you're just going to have to keep a lot of things to yourself as you're used to doing. That's up to you. I'm not going to give you any advice on that, but you just need to not share a lot of things that are going on at work. For some reason or other, if you do well, it will upset him. Like, let's say you got an assignment, you did well with it, it would upset him. If you have a problem, it will upset him. So you can't tell him these things. You always have to say, oh, job's great, and just leave it at that. And it's a little frustrating for you, but it'll be all right, not to worry. Just don't be sharing too much about work. He seems to be, it's a funny thing with him. He likes, he loves you very much. He just doesn't know how to get that part of him cleared out. And when you love somebody, you accept the good with the bad. So now you understand. Just don't talk about certain things. It'll be okay if and I think you can do that. So not to worry. Okay.
also, I currently work with this, the situation that I'm coming from. How does
I can only answer this quickly because there's only really one question per caller, honey. but since you asked it, you just simply, I feel that you will get your pay, but you may not stay full 2 weeks of notice. But you will get your pay. Yeah, don't worry about that. But I think you're going to stay 1 week, and then they're going to say, don't come back next week. It's okay. But I do feel you'll get your 2 weeks severance pay or your 2 weeks notice pay. Not severance pay, notice pay, meaning you'll give notice, 2 weeks notice, and you'll get paid for 2 weeks more, but you'll only work 1 more week, and the second week you'll just be free. And that's good, actually. There won't be a lot of hard feelings, but there won't be a lot of love either. It's just sort of like a cold thing. Yeah, they're very cold there, very cold there, and they don't like you they're not very nurturing to you. And, you know, you deserve better than that, darling. Okay, my dear, I'm going to let you go now.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too, honey. Bye-bye. Just let me check something, everybody. Just make sure there are no more donations. Oh, there is one here. Okay. Jackie. I'll have to find you on the switchboard, Jackie. It's 215. Hold on. 215. Tonight is a night of only donations. Here it is. Let me just make sure I got the whole thing right. Yep, there it is. Oh, and one other thing. All right. Jackie. Oh, I did speak to you earlier, but you made a donation. Make sure I get to you. Okay, Jackie. Hi. How are you, honey? Yeah. Okay, so you have a love question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
18 years since I've been in love. I haven't found love.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, this is not a psychic answer, but it's coming in, so I'll just say it, and then I'm going to go to more detail. The first step to finding love is to love ourselves. So I need to say that. Let me go on. Not that you don't love yourself, but they're saying this to me. If Spirit says it, I pass it on. I'm going to go to a different level of working, Jackie. You have opened your heart to many, but nothing ever seemed to work out. And you've been very despondent over this. People have disappointed you. You've given a lot, but not received in turn. This has disappointed you over and over again. You are capable of giving, you are capable of loving, and you do love yourself. But again, we're going to say the same message. You do need to love yourself enough not to give as much. And that's a contradiction. But if you're giving too much, you're taking the wind out of the sails of the pursuer. Okay, it's like putting a pin in a balloon. You have to hold back on giving, allow the suitor, the next person, we'll talk about that in a moment, to be giving more to you than you're giving to that person, so that love can develop. It has to develop. It's like like a piece of bacteria in a petri dish. It's got to grow, and right, and you don't want to put it out by being too nice. And so that's where the loving yourself comes in. Be very kind to yourself and make sure this other person is giving as much as you're willing to give. Hold back on the giving a bit. Allow that person. It's like getting in step in a foxtrot or a dance. You gotta follow the lead of the leader, and the male will be the leader. And so you were leading sometimes in the giving. So now we want you as your guides. We're telling you to step back, let the person who's the lead pursue, the male energy pursue. 1 second, I'm going to go to now projections.
You're saying now, gay.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if you're gay, it would be the energy. They were telling me could be, they were trying to make it broader with why saying that. I don't really want to discuss people's sexual orientation, doesn't matter, but male energy. Okay, so it's the same. Any kind of close love relationship, you have to learn how to hold back some. Okay, this is going to allow you to be treated in turn and allow. It's not that you can't love. You're a lover. You love. Okay, it's not like you haven't but it doesn't turn into a complete product. It's not, it's like it piddles out, or it wilts out, or it just dies before it blossoms. So the key to all of this is to hold back, to love yourself a lot, to allow that person's space to come closer to you. And even if you prefer a more feminine energy, you still have to allow that person to come closer to you. And that person needs to invest in you as much as you would have invested in them. You have to pace yourself. You cannot give like friggin' waterfall in somebody's face. You got to hold back. Now, understand. They want me to show you two things before I give you projection. The first is where. Can you give me more specific, Spirit, to tell Jackie in terms of the relationship? Where to give, where to not give. You need to let them call you sometimes, for example. You need to make the space for the other person to pursue you and allow you to feel pursued a little bit. This will allow love to find its passion. Within passion is the secret code of holding back. Passion cannot exist when both people are running at each other. There needs to be a holding back. There needs to be independence. With independence, then things get much more fulfilling. So do you know what I mean when I'm saying this? Is this resonating for you? All right, because so allow that person to pursue a little bit. Maybe that person could be making the phone calls. Maybe that person can be inviting you out to do things and doing for you as well as you doing for that other person. And then things would come along a lot better for you. And now I'm going to go to projection of timelines and all that. Well, there's something else they want to tell me. Hold on, Jackie. Something underneath all of this. No, everything is good in that area. Give someone help, they will help you. After a while, you will find this will come naturally to you. You will be more reticent in the relationship. You will hold back more. And in time, this will become a habit so natural that the flame of love will grow, not only in your heart, but in the other person's heart. A new person is coming to you within the next few months. That means 4 months. So from 0 to 4 months, you will find a new person coming in which you will practice this new way of being. It will ignite to something greater. At that point, you will decide if this is the one or not. If it is not the one, it will be okay, because it can be considered a practice relationship for a new way of being. And then the next one would be the one. We're suggesting that the very next one will not be the one, but will be a practice relationship for the one that would be coming in after the new year, the early part of 2020. But all of it is good because it's a new way of being, a new way of testing the waters. The person coming in, very lovely and much to your liking in many, many ways, but will be distant from you geographically, or there will be a need for her to go somewhere else. And that will be one of the reasons why it will end. It will not be bad for you, the ending. It will be okay. You won't be devastated or anything. And then you'll get ready for the next one that will be more, closer to you geographically. So follow it all through. Take everything as good and work on allowing reciprocity in the development of the passion. Okay, my dear?
May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
On a dating site or
The next one, you mean the practice? All right, let me see. One of the practice one first. Yes, you will meet her on something that you're doing now to make something with the word friends in it, or friends, or something like that. I get the word friends, but it feels like it's a dating site. Yeah. All right, sweetheart. Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye, love. Okay, I want to thank everybody for calling in. I look forward to working with you next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you call in to the number, which is 347-945-5849, if you call in 15 minutes before the show, you have a much better chance of being spoken with. And if you make a donation, that would guarantee that you're spoken with. Appreciate everybody for calling in. Thank you so much. Namaste. Bye-bye.